Okay, I want to show you guys what the setup is right here. I'm actually on, I'm bouncing my camera around. I'm actually on my property, so I'm going to do some private land hunting here. And I've shown you this property before. So you got some oak trees here. That's a chestnut oak there. White oak there. And there's some red oaks. You can see that big cluster of red oaks up there. So we've got a lot of acreage in here. But you can see a lot of small trees in this area, and on the other side there's going to be large trees. I had this select cut 10 years ago at least. See this nice trail coming in. This is partially deer trail and partially my trail. So what I do is I hunt this side because further down, you see how thick it is going down through there. It gets thicker. I let them kind of use that as a sanctuary. I've only got about 15 acres in here. But I want to try to keep part of it isolated so I don't go in there. So I hunt the upper fringe this side, and you can see my water feature right there. Just to the left, see it right there? Black rim of it. They finally started using that. But I come down here, and I want to stay a little bit further back so you guys can see this. I've actually got a ladder stand in here too, but I like hunting high. You can see my camera on right there. So this gives you an idea of how high up in the tree I am. That's probably 30 feet or more. I like hunting high, but you gotta look at this topography too. And if they come out right there, they're almost would be eye level if I was only 15, 20 feet off the ground. So I'm probably 35 feet up, at least right there, 30, 35. But I'm hunting fringes of my property that I feel like are more conducive to allowing the deer the freedom to come in here and feel safe. I want a buck to be able to come in here and bed down certain areas. And I don't ever go into those areas. I stay out of them. You know, try to give him that little isolation feature. And it may only be an acre or two, but if it's enough and he's not bothered, he might come in here and stay. So that was another reason why I added that water feature. I didn't have any water here, and even though I'm in the mountains, we've got creeks and streams everywhere. I say, hey, you know, maybe if I had a water feature, a buck could condense his home range a little bit, or his core area, and start using the water I've got here. Now, whether that works out or not, I don't know, but I know they're finally using it. So that's what I'm doing. So the plan is to come in early in the morning and hunt. It rained Sunday, good cold rain, and I'm telling you, bucks like cold, damp weather. I don't know what it does, but it kicks them into high gear. So I got to get in here early in the morning, and hopefully we'll have something moving. This is the time of year in my part of the state, in Western North Carolina, when the bucks will start to move. So that's the plan. I'm just going to ease out of here. And I'm still doing, you can see I got my flannel on, still doing the no camo. And you can see my UTV. I will not be driving it up here. I will park on the lower side, and it'll be about 300 to 400 yard walk. I got to come up the ridge and come back around. I don't want to do anything to spook them, but I don't want them to see that vehicle. So I'm gonna park down at the bottom and I'm gonna hike my way up. That's the plan. Okay, I put this short section of the video in slow motion because my video is not that great, but you'll be able to see a tree shaking. And right where the ridge begins above the leaves, you'll see a buck's head move. There's a buck down there rubbing the tree. He basically came straight into the tree, rubbed it, did a 180 and walked right back out. So the weather was cold and damp. As I said, it already rained that week on Sunday, and it was a perfect time to be in the woods. All right, guys. It happened so fast. This buck came in with the doe, and I just said, hey, I'm gonna grunt, see what happens. He come off the doe and come right up here. And you can see my arrow right there. See if I can't zoom in on it. Where's it at? There it is. Complete pass through. Shot him in about, there's the base of the tree, right there. And he ran. And there he is. Watched him fall. Sorry guys, I didn't get that hunt on video. It was on a doe, and I actually grunted twice, but I put my grunt call behind this tree. That way he couldn't tell specifically where the sound was coming from. He came straight up the ridge under my tree and was right here. My bow was still in the rack because I'm trying to get my cameras ready. And I said, okay, the heck with the cameras. He is so close. If I make one wrong move, he's out of here. So after about 3 minutes of inch by inch by inch, and I didn't even use my wrist sling. I just did the two fingers, you know, the index finger and the thumb around my bow. He got to right there, and when he turned his head uphill, I drew. I had to get a shot, and I waited, picked the spot on the vitals, and when I hit him, I knew he was down for the count. Ran about 75 yards, and there he lays. I'm gonna go over everything that I did. We'll get all this, do some backtracking on this and get some good information. But this is November the 12th. It's about 40-some degrees today. I'm still videoing with this camera, and it's just one of those situations where you got to do the best you can with what you got. So it's 41, 42 degrees, not bad, but I got a really good northerly breeze blowing in. So when he came up, I'm about 30 feet up in this tree. I like hunting high, I've told you guys that. I believe it carries the thermals and the air currents carry your scent away, because he was testing the wind the whole time. Because he actually, from where he was with that doe, he came 60 yards, probably 50, 60 yards. It just rained Sunday, and it rained on and off yesterday. So these damp, cold, miserable conditions that we don't like, bucks like them. So when it gets that way in your area that you're hunting, your state, county, wherever you're at, get in the woods, because that's what they like. I don't know what it is about damp, cold, but that's what they get on their feet. And I wasn't anticipating him coming in with the doe, because yesterday I actually saw a couple of bucks. Couldn't get any of them on video, of course. I was walking out, and they weren't in with anything. And I was thinking, all right, they're seeking right now. But he came in with this one. I don't know whether evidently she was not in estrus. He was just following her, because I grunted, like I said, 2 or 3 times behind this tree. So it diffused the sound. He couldn't figure out where I was coming from. And then when he started coming up the hill, I quit. I said, I'm done. And evidently he is a mature buck, because otherwise he'd have left. So we're on the board. I finally got one. Went from September I think September 7th till now, and didn't kill anything. Of course, we had Hurricane Helene come up here and did a lot of damage, so helping in the community, did some volunteering with Samaritan's Purse, stuff like that, to try to help people out. And just trying to get caught up, and finally got back in the woods. And I knew this week, you better pay your dues. Be consistent. Get out there and get in the stand and be consistent. Don't miss any days. Came here last night, and I did see a small buck go down below me. I actually got a video of him rubbing the tree. I hope I did, but it's at a distance. But great hunt. I didn't get the shot on video. I hate that. But we're gonna do the tracking job. We'll get down, look at my arrow. I don't have to give him 30 minutes because he's laying right there. That's awesome. That's why it's so important to practice and visualize. I visualize all the time. It's like lifting weights. If I'm gonna lift a heavy weight, I visualize myself taking it off the rack, going down, touching it. If I'm doing bench or whatever, I visualize drawing. I didn't have to grunt this time because he was so close, and he wasn't moving. Pick a spot in the vitals, and I shot. and it looks like I got heart and lungs. Now you got to remember, on a deer, the lungs are on both sides of the heart. So if you get a good heart shot, you're gonna get both lungs most of the time. So, like the Lord, we're pumped up. Got a good buck. No video of him, but we're gonna do the blood trail. We'll go over there and we'll get a lot of good stuff afterwards. But all right, we're on the ground. Here's my tree stand. You can see my camera arm up there. So I'm about 30 feet up, and the buck was down there. Came up this ridge, and we're gonna go over here and find my arrow. I smell him. Look at that. Perfect pass through. Look at that arrow. Oh, and look at the bubbles on it. Look at that. See those bubbles? But, I mean, that's 7 yards. I said 5 yard shot. 7 yard shot. But I took my time. He got down. You see where the leaves are kicked up right here. He come right underneath my stand. I mean, he was right underneath my stand. I had the GoPro on, I had the other camera on, and I just said, can't take the risk. And I was shocked that he actually came up here, and I was actually having to get my bow out, you know, an inch at a time. I'd move, he'd look. He'd look again, You know, finally I got my bow out. And I just made my mind up. That is exactly what you want to see. Bright red blood. And look at this. I shot him right there. Arrow came out here, and look at the blood trail already. This one ain't gonna be long. And we got the kicked up leaves right through here. And I'm still only about 10 yards from where I shot him. Kicked up through here. There, look at that. Look at that, already getting blood, and I'm about 20 yards from my stand. All right, come across this. You can kind of see right through there. So we went, kicked up all this stuff. Oh yeah, he was moving. There's more blood right there. I don't know if you can see it on that leaf. Came down. Kicked up leaves here. Okay, we get more blood there. Leap, landed. More there. And then kicked up leaves. If you can't find the blood, stop, mark it. Don't walk on the blood trail itself, because you'll just blow up all your sign. Walk to one side or the other. But you can see, if you get back, he's leaping now. I mean, he's in the open, so he's jumping. So you see a few kicked up leaves here and there. Just find the kicked up leaves. Right through there. Oh, yeah. I about flipped. There's more right there. Kicked up leaves here. Nice big jump. Landed right here. Every time he lands, he's leaving more and more sign. Another big jump. I'll tell you what, that was a pretty good leap right there. That's about 20 feet, 15, 20 feet jump. Now it's just getting really prevalent. Look at this. Yeah, up through here. I'm starting to lose it a little bit. Right there's some kicked up leaves. More kicked up leaves. Yeah, see this? See the trail's getting more prevalent now. There's the leaves again. I can look back. Kicked up leaves there. More sign right there. More of the blood trail. Wow, look at this. We come right through here. Look at that. all of this. And there he is. There he is. And look where it came out at. Came out right there. All right. This is November 12th, as I mentioned earlier. This is a really nice 9-point buck. Looked like he had a drop tine, or he had something else going here. Maybe the tip of his beam, but he broke it off. But you got 4 on one side, 5 on the other side. This is a nice, look how full his stomach is. That's what I go by. When they have a paunch stomach like that, typically they're an older buck. So when I saw him coming in with the doe, I grunted at him a couple times, as I mentioned earlier, and he come off a trail. Came right up to me, but I grunted behind the tree I was in. And the tree I'm in is a chestnut oak, so I put the grunt call behind the tree, watching him, and it diffused the sound. And he still walked right underneath my stand, so he still knew exactly where I was at. But came underneath there. Like I said, unfortunately, I was not able to get this on video. He's definitely been rubbing. Look at this. All this bark on his antlers, but came in, and I was trying to get my camera gear set up and didn't take my bow out. So it's kind of hard to have your bow in one hand and adjust your camera. So I was using both hands to try to get my camera ready. And I didn't know which side of the tree's coming on. He went to the opposite side of the tree, put my camera. So I was like, well, I'm gonna make the shot, and we'll get everything after that. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing now. So I had to slowly, methodically take my bow out. It took probably a couple of minutes. Then he put my sling on. Just did the index finger, drew back, and come right through the left front shoulder. I shot him on the right side, so he was kind of quartering away, so the arrow went through at an angle and come out the lower left shoulder here. Complete pass through. I'm using iron wheel broadheads. No damage. You see that right there? And he only made it about, I'd say, 75 yards. Nice blood trail. I knew as soon as I shot, I knew it was all over with. I'm really critical on my shooting. It's like the 8-point I shot in Ohio last year. I was like, I'm a little high, but I knew I got both lungs. But he carried that shot over 100 yards. This buck, like I said, only went 75. So just pumped up. Tarsal glands are wet. I can smell this deer. I could smell where he was at when I went up there and picked up the trail. So pay attention to the time of the year in your state, wherever you hunt. If you go out of state, get in the woods. Just be consistent. You know, this here a day, there a day, no pattern. You don't know when these bucks are coming through. It's like, how many times you go to the gym? Well, I always go to the gym on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Some people go 6 days a week. Some people only go, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You don't know when this buck's coming through, so get some consistency down, stick with it. And got up at 5:30 this morning. Probably should have got up at 5. Got in here right before shooting light, but by the time I got my stand, it was shooting light, so I probably need to set my alarm clock for 5. But when the bucks come in, you got to have your A game. That's what I kept going over in my mind today. You got to have your A game. This is a beautiful mountain buck. He's got a couple splits right here in his ear. Got a nice little hole right here. So I don't know if he had something there or if a worm got in there and actually ate off the tip of his beam here. But this is a mature buck for our area, and I am absolutely pumped up with this deer. I mean, I can smell this joker. Man, it is strong. I smell his tarsal gland. So get in the woods, get out there. You've done all your practicing, you've done all your scouting, get set up, be consistent. Pay your dues, and it'll pay off with a buck like this. We'll see you next time. Now I gotta get him out of here and get him processed.